Welcome back to the Newbie Railroad. Got a lot of stuff going on this week, so let's just jump right into it. I'm building a hill, my first hill. So what this is I bought a sheet of pink insulation foam at Home Depot, and I cut it with a pruning saw, and I shaped it a little bit with a file. But I think I should have shaped it some more. I kind of thought, then I applied a Woodland Scenics plaster cloth to it, and I kind of thought the plaster cloth would have more bulk to it than this, so it's more angular than what I had envisioned. But I can paint it as if it's more of a rocky outcrop than a rounded hill. So it's going to dry overnight. I'm going to paint it, and then I'll put some grass and bushes on it, maybe eventually some trees, and it's going to go on the layout over there. And then I'll work, there's a hill there in the corner which I had started. I have to finish that. I started painting that one. And I don't know, I may put a little hill over in there. And I don't know. We'll go that far and see. This is an experiment. This is my first time doing a hill. I have the hill painted. I've added a few shrubs to it. And I'll still add some trees. I might tweak the paint a little more. Some of this is a little bit, I added some yellow with some green, and it made it too bright, so this is like too light. I can imagine there's a spring there that makes the grass greener, but so I might mess around with that a little more with the colors. But it's kind of in a shape there like this, so that it looks like, this side maybe was, I'm not going to glue it down, I'm going to leave it so I can readjust the track later. But it looks kind of like, they had to carve it out there. This is another piece over here that I'm still working on. I've done some shaping with a file. I'm going to do some more shaping. I may just paint this. I may not put the plaster cloth on this. I'm going to try to make a low hill with bubble wrap popped. I'm going to make a low hill with some bubble wrap, which I just stepped on, and probably put it like, I don't know. That's where the grain elevator is going to go, is there. So maybe I'll put it over here someplace so it'll kind of, help break this up a little bit. Because I started with a flat layout, which is good for learning and good for getting things set up. But it's also kind of boring. So it looks a little bit more realistic to have some hills and some semi-mountains back there, and then maybe have a low hill, a rounded ridge there perhaps. And so we'll go from there. But I added some bushes. These are like little Woodland Scenics bushes, and some coarse turf, which you may or may not be able to see on there as a starter. I've got some trees on order, and the next order that comes in is going to have the piece I need for this so I can complete this loop. So hopefully pretty soon next week I'll have a reversing loop on my layout. Got 2 unboxings today. These are both Bachmann rolling stock. I've got 2 different pieces of rolling stock, so let's start with this one. This says that they're both say Silver Series. Whatever their Silver Series means, I think it has to do with the cost or the amount of detailing. Here on the box features one of these authentic truck styles, and there's different truck styles they show. Non-magnetic blackened brass axles. That's kind of cool, because I could set up a decoupler at some point if I have cars with non-magnetic. It's got the features here of the car on one side. Says what it is there. Fully assembled features there. And then here's the end box. See if I can get that to where you can actually read it. Item number 17433, HO open-sided excursion car with seats, Cumbres and Toltec. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this thing up and get it out of there and take a look at it. Okay, there's just rolling stocks. There's no paperwork with it. Packaging is the typical Bachmann packaging. And it's got a little bit of heft to it, which is nice because I have been on some of my rolling stock. I've been adding like a lead weight to it to add a little weight to the car so that it sits on the track better. We've got nice labeling here along the top. The roof is featureless. Inside the car we do have seats. Underneath in the track we've got some details. The trucks have a little bit of detail. There's some separately fitted feature down here. These little brake or whatever those are. And on the ends we have a brake wheel and a chain for to let the passengers in and out. A little gate there separately fitted. And same on the other end. No buffers. We have a little step here on each side. And there's a small label right there with the abbreviations. Actually, it's there too. It's actually in 4 different places. So pretty nice little car. Maybe I'll look up the price. That I bought these off of the Model Train Stuff website. So I got it from the retailer, which is usually cheaper than the Bachmann or any manufacturer for that matter site. Okay, the next piece I've got is a grain car for my grain loading situation. Let me go to the end of the box here. HO Cylindrical Grain Hopper, Great Northern. Got it in the Great Northern livery. Again, just kind of has the same general information on the outside of the box. Let's go ahead and lift this one out. This one didn't have as much plastic on it as the other one did. Probably because it has fewer fitted parts, I'm going to guess. So it's got non-working but 4 grain hoppers at the bottom. It's a covered grain car. It's got actually very little external, no paint on the roof. There is again a brake wheel here and ladders on the end of the car, and the same thing on the 2 ladders on the other end of the car. There's some kind of black hole in there. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's there too. Not really sure if that's something for feeding, or I don't know what that is. Not sure exactly how this car works. It's got the Great Northern logo. It's got the car number and some other really small print there, which is kind of cool down here at the bottom. Along the label here, there's a label there. And same on the other side. In fact, there's more writing here, very tiny. I'll have to get a magnifying glass to read what it says. But this one has less. This actually has less heft. I don't think the roof comes off. So if I add weight to this, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might put it on the bottom of the car here. But we'll see. If it doesn't derail, then I might just use it the way it is. So let's go ahead and just put it on the track over here. See if I can. So here's the Great Northern grain car. Am I in the shot? Yeah. Let me up it a little bit here. So it moves pretty nicely. And then the other one. This is my previous passenger car, excursion car, and here's the new one. So I didn't get the same design. I got something slightly different, maybe a little bit fancier. They hooked right together. I didn't even have to work at it. Yeah, and they move quite nicely. So there's that rolling stock. Yeehaw! So I'm going to make a little hill, and I was going to use something like crumpled up newspaper or bubble wrap and make a nice round little hill, and then cover it with the plaster cloth to make it more or less smooth and then paint it. But now I'm thinking, I just glued this just now so I can't finish it, but I got started just taking a couple pieces of pink foam, and I'm going to do more work. And what I'm using, a lot of people use sandpaper, but I'm finding it a little bit faster to use a pretty aggressive half-round file and then a finer file to get the finishing look. And it does look a little bit like rock already. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and let this glue dry, and I'm going to finish this. I'm going to make this. This is too angular for me right now. I'm going to round this off and make this all nice and round, so it looks like a hill. A nice gentle rolling ridge that I can then put probably over there where that bubble wrap is, because that's what I was thinking about doing. But I'll probably put it about there. And over on the side there, we can see on my other hill, I've got the bison, little herd bison there. And then there's a hill in the background that I'm still working on. So, still working on scenery, waiting for a couple of things to come in, and then at some point I'll get started on a build, maybe start building the granary. That'd be like the next big project. So, until then, happy railroading, and so long from the Newbie Railroad.